There is little doubt about the fact that privacy is not absolute. Privacy can be restricted on the grounds laid down by the Supreme Court in the Puttaswamy Privacy and the Aadhaar judgment. This means that any restriction on privacy has to be authorized by law, has to be necessary, has to be proportionate, and has to be backed by a legitimate aim. These are some of the problems with the government's move to make Aarogya Setu mandatory for all employees. For one, India doesn't have any governing legislation that authorizes the use of Aarogya Setu. This is similar to the case of Aadhaar, where the Aadhaar numbers were being issued much before the Aadhaar Act came into being.
This would lead to a defiance of the directions which have been issued by the Ministry for Home Affairs under the Disaster Management Act. And at point number 16, within the main directions by itself, there's a clear prescription of criminal penalties for any kind of disobedience from sections 51 to 60 of the Disaster Management Act, as well as section 188 of the Indian Penal Code for defying a public proclamation and order. Quite simply, the effect of this direction is to make Aarogya Setu now dramatically transform from voluntary encouraged measure to a mandated coercive measure. So there's a shift from encouraging fraternity and trust, which leads to the installation of the app, now towards coercion, control, and compulsion.
Concern is about function creep. That's something that we have already seen realized with integration of e-passes, with video integration, with a system to make UPI payments towards PM cares. We have been told that telemedicine consultations will soon be integrated into the app, and furthermore, this app will be the building block for India Health Stack. With an installation base of more than 500 million people, there's no way people can opt out of it.
In addition, we also don't have a data protection framework, which means that we have to rely on the terms of use and the privacy policy of the app itself. There is no external way to ensure that principles of collection limitation, purpose limitation, data minimization, use restrictions, transparency, accountability, security are maintained.
They highlight that in addition to the data privacy violations which occur through Aarogya Setu, it's a system for algorithmic determination of a person's participation in the right to livelihood, urban mobility, and can also lead them to being confined and in places of quarantine without any sense of remedy. And all of this is incredibly problematic.